All right, we're here. We're here. It's episode 15 of Paper and Plastic. I am your host, Pop and Sloth, and this is my good friend, Dr. Plagus. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. Just
Yeah,
kind
yeah, it's
of starting to hit a wall here.
yeah, we are 15 episodes in. We've been at this for at least 3 months straight now. Uh, every Tuesday night, we've been here live with you guys, and it's been great. But yeah, we could feel it in the momentum. It's hitting that point where we're like, all right, we got to push ourselves. We got to keep going, and we're here to keep going with you guys. So we thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, tune in live every Tuesday, 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 on the East Coast. Uh, you had a bit of an interesting week. Is that fair to
Yeah,
say?
I think more or less that's what it is. So I took a trip to Las Vegas last week and through the weekend, um, and it was sort of a business trip. So it was all the travel and stay and everything was on the company's dime. um, so we did everything the cheapest way possible to kind of,
Hmm.
you know, um,
Yep. Yep.
which caused us to have. I mean, from here, from Washington State to Las Vegas, I think it would probably a direct flight would be 3.5 hours. But since we did it cheap, we had a layover. So we flew to San Francisco and then from San Francisco to Vegas and then vice versa on the way home.
Yep.
But it just turned what, should have been like maybe a 4 or 5 hour travel day into like a 14-hour travel day. So yeah, I'm just kind of feeling the lingering effects of that. Uh, didn't do anything too crazy in Vegas. Like I said, I had some work to do a couple of those days. So yeah, but I had a really great time. I don't know if we want to get into it now or
Well, I know you're checking out a couple of different comic shops. I know that was something I think we touched on a little bit last time. You were saying you met a fellow who gave you a little bit of a list of some
yeah.
different shops to go to. Did you did you hit all the ones on the list?
Oh, definitely no. There was like 20 at least that he had given me. And oh yeah, hey Sam and Fingers. Yeah, definitely not. So basically the plan for the trip was to rent a car on Saturday
Mhm.
and just try to hit as many as we could. But at the same time, like, I mean, in order to do 20, we would have had to spend like 10 minutes in each one. So,
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I like to dig. I kind of like to do my best to leave like no stone unturned. So we ended up hitting four,
Okay.
and yeah, I guess we'll get into it eventually, but kind of probably did a couple of the more like higher profile stores in Vegas, like
Mm.
the more touristy ones, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Um, but all in all, really happy. Different experiences at all of them, good and negative. Um,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, but I would really, I hope we go next year because I really want to check out some of these other ones where he had kind of told me had more of the like better bargain bin type stuff. Um, we only got to really one store that kind of had that wide variety of like,
Mhm.
you know, dollar bin stuff and the hope of, maybe hitting some decent books in the dollar bin type of situation. The other three were definitely like, priced accordingly or priced even beyond that.
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
so But overall, very successful. Um, I had a nice little budget, and I think the beauty of the stores I hit was I was able to stay under. So I came home. I don't gamble, but I came home
Mhm.
from Vegas in a positive, which I don't think many people are able to say coming home from Vegas. So, uh, yeah, pretty wild. Food there is insane. Like if you're eating on the strip,
Yeah,
uh, that was like where a majority of my money would have gone if I had gone crazy with it. So, yeah,
that's
I kept
awesome.
I kept it to 2 meals a day just because of the cost
Mm.
of the meals, and we were on the strip, so it was nice the day we went comic hunting and we broke away from like the touristy area and went off into like the actual town of Las Vegas, and I
Mhm.
think it's called Henderson. We
Oh,
actually had like a normal priced lunch, and it was nice to see, you know, normal stuff again.
normal stuff in Vegas for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember the only time I've ever been to Vegas, I was there once, and I was literally and like I was not 21. Like I was well under 21, and
Yeah.
it was an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to go I used to go every year around this time, actually, from the time I was like probably 7 years old till I was
Mhm.
18, for a big international karate tournament. And so I would go on my grandparents' dime back then. So I
Mm.
wasn't aware of like the cost of meals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this was my first time officially as an adult providing the trip, essentially on my own. Yeah, it was fun though. I want to go back. I want to hit more stores. I want to do more hunting. Cool city. I made a nice little reel.
Yeah.
Um, I don't I don't know if we want to play that. It's 3 minutes long, so maybe not.
I mean, I could just
Uh,
put it on in the background while we're still talking here.
oh, can you?
Probably. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that was a fun one to make. I got a lot of really awesome footage. But it's funny. I've been kind of like a little, I don't know what the word is, a little bitter because I really felt the Instagram like lack of support on this
Oh.
because I extended this to the full 3 minutes that they
Mhm.
allow now, which they recently did.
Yeah.
And usually when I do like a big reel like this and I get a lot of my friends that share it and stuff, I can
Mhm.
hit either close to or hit over 1,000. And man, they just totally blocked this thing. And I was just bummed because I felt like I put a lot of work into this, but it is what it is. I really enjoyed the way it came out.
Oh yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I guess I'll talk about the store. So this is Red Hood Comics, and this place was really sick. A plus on organization, um, A plus on like just stuff to see, stuff that you may never afford in your life type of stuff, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think he had an amazing fantasy in there, and yeah, he has the first appearance of Red Hood, the original art, which is
Oh.
just, yeah. I forgot to put that in the video here. But yeah, I think I shared that on my story yesterday, so that was really cool to see. Um, and then yeah, so this I skipped over one, but this is Velvet Underground,
Yeah.
and so Red Hood. So a situation that happened at Red Hood,
Mhm.
um, and this store Velvet Underground kind of sparked my idea of talking about comic book shops, good and bad type of situation.
Yeah.
Um, because we were at Red Hood first, and we kind of told the shop owner what our plan for the day was,
Yeah.
and that we were going to go around and hit a bunch of shops. And so he tells us that the closest comic book shop to him would be about a 15-minute drive, which
Hmm.
most of them were,
Yeah.
except for that Velvet Underground,
Hmm.
literally a block away from him. And it's one of the oldest running comic shops in Vegas.
Yeah.
Um, so I was just kind of like, wow, okay, like there's kind of some comic book shop beef going on here, like
Hmm.
obviously he knows where Velvet Underground is,
Hmm.
and he's not telling us for a reason. So I kind of found that a little interesting.
Hmm.
However, when I went to Velvet Underground, I kind of maybe understood why there would be some tension between the shops.
Yeah.
Um, that's Did you pause that there?
Yeah, I paused it there because I just wanted to look at it for a moment.
Yeah, I got it for my haul to show off.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
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 let it loop back around here as well.
sure. Yeah, so really happy with my pickups. I have a few that were in the video, but I'll talk about a couple of them.
Hmm.
Um, but anyways, yeah, we were in Velvet Underground, and the shop owner, was like really braggy. Like,
Mm.
I don't want to talk too much about him and be, and come off disrespectful, but he was a little full of himself, and I can imagine, if like there's maybe somebody that was visiting Velvet Underground, but maybe they have a little more loyalty to like this other whatever other shop, that
Hmm.
like word could get back around, to say the Red Hood owner on
Hmm.
like the type of things that this guy says. So when I visited Velvet Underground, I kind of dawned on me like what's going on. So
Yeah, it's funny how that seems to happen sometimes, eh? Where a couple local shops just have that little bit of rivalry.
yeah, it really it more more than ever, it really I realized how much ego there is. Yeah, there it is right there. Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah,
What is it? A 2.0? Yeah.
2.0. Yeah. Do you recall what the
Yeah.
price tag on that bad boy was?
I have no idea. Probably six figures or close to. Yeah.
Jeez.
High fives to six figures.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
probably
imagine.
didn't even have a price tag on it.
Hmm.
And the thing I don't like about shops like that is, like, you look at those things for too long, and
Hmm.
like the salesman in these people starts to come out, which is
Yep.
just like, and if they even start to like try to sell me on something in the case, like, I'm gonna tell them straight up, like, I have I have no budget for this.
No.
It's fun to look at, but uh like, don't even waste your time because it's not, no chance it's happening.
Yep.
um but again, really cool to see stuff like that. um I really liked this place, Gorilla Todd. This guy was really cool. Actually a little connected to like some of my buddies on Instagram, so that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
um Brand new store too. He's only been open since, what month are we in?
We're in April, end of April now.
Oh yeah, so he opened last month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so that's Velvet Underground there. Crazy shop, just boxes on top of boxes. I could spend an entire day there just digging. Um, yeah.
What happens in
Yeah,
Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah,
except for the comic books that I pick up.
exactly.
Yeah, so that's
Um,
a Crow first print.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
What's up, Mark? And hey, Fable. Yeah, first print Crow right there. That was really cool. He dug that out of the back and showed it to me. And then Torpedo's kind of like the shop that this is like the tourist shop. Like
Mm.
everybody's got to go see it. Their selection was pretty underwhelming, which I kind of knew to expect. But they do a lot of in-house signings,
Mm.
and so I kind of went there knowing like I'm probably not going to find much, but my goal would be to pick up a nice autograph book, which I
Yeah,
sure did.
yeah, yeah. This is another one of my favorite covers from Sinkovich too.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Yeah.
a
So
great
I
book.
have the trade of that, and I've been trying to find the single issues little by little, and I found a number one while I was there, so that was awesome.
That's so dope, man. I'm
But yeah,
jealous.
yeah, I guess I'll start showing some stuff off.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I got that Critters number 3, and
Hmm.
so these are just some of the earlier appearances of Usagi. He was kind of in before he had his own title. He was kind of in these collab comics, and Critters was one of them.
Yeah.
And then Lone Wolf and Cub. I have 1 through 11, and I found number 12. So I'm
Yeah.
slowly piecing that together in sequential order. Um, so at Red Hood, actually, I did find some pretty fairly priced books. His prices tended to be on the higher end, um, but I was able to. So I went to Vegas, and
Hmm.
I had 6 Green Lantern books left, and I was able to knock 3 off of that list.
Oh wow.
So I got
Oh yeah.
this one, which is great. I love this cover. Just love this character here.
Yeah. That looks so good.
Um, and then I guess it's not a big one, but it's kind of the final, more expensive one that I needed, which is the very notorious issue here.
Yeah.
So, and then yeah, he has these awesome backer boards that kind of tell you the grade and information about it,
Mm.
which is just like again, his stuff's a little pricier, but everything's in Mylar. He has these little details that I think definitely make it make it somewhat worth the price if you can find reasonable stuff.
No. Yeah.
Torpedo, they also have a pretty cool one. They
Hmm.
have these. This is their backer board,
That's so dope.
which I'm just thinking like that can't be cheap.
No. No.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so like I said, Torpedo, my goal kind of was to maybe find a nice autograph book. So there it is, Mr. Jim Lee,
Son of a
Poison
gun.
Ivy. So I think this was like, what was this exclusive to?
That cover. I could take a quick look. Let's see.
It says Graham Cracker Comic Books.
Um,
12 locations in Illinois, California, and Wisconsin.
oh. Hmm. I can't say I'm familiar with that place at all. I
Yeah, me either.
wonder where. Huh. Weird. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm just looking up to see if I can find that. I'm really curious as well. I'm just going to see if I can find it. Issue 1. Man, that feels so long ago when that issue came out.
Yeah, I
Where?
know. It's really cool because I'm loving the series.
Mhm.
And it's had some of the best covers. I mean, every single issue has multiple classic covers in my opinion. I
Yeah.
didn't even know about this Jim Lee variant until I saw it. Um, so this and then obviously that Moon Knight magazine. So this is kind of just one of his earlier appearance. I think I saw that this predates his first solo
Hmm.
series issue.
The spotlight
Um,
one. Yeah.
but man, this is such a sick book. I think it's got one, two, like 3 or 4 different stories in it. I haven't read it yet,
Hmm.
but it's all black and white, just so dope.
That's
And
great.
then of course that cover is just incredible.
Hmm.
I feel like I got a really good deal on this. I got this for $30. I don't know what they
That's a
sell
good
for,
deal.
but I've definitely seen them selling for 3 figures. So I don't know, but seems like a great deal. One thing that is has nothing to do with this Vegas trip haul, but I just got this today. Um, Man, I wish Jeff was in here from Comic Book Canon. Anyways, he had messaged me saying he was sending me something,
Mhm.
and I couldn't like even begin to tell you what that might be. I mean, I would maybe say a comic book because that's that's the safest bet. But
Yeah.
if I even had to get tell you what comic book he might be sending me, I'd have no idea. He must have been tuned into the show when I was raving about Lucky Devils.
Okay.
Because he sent me
Oh
Lucky
man.
Devils #1 signed.
What?
Yeah, yeah, authenticated, signed by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown.
That's insane.
Midtown Comics.
Dude, you're a lucky
Yeah,
fella.
crazy. Um,
That's so dope.
so cool. I got my 2 issues, issues 2 and 3 when I got back from Vegas. Was really hoping to have them for the trip. But I caught up on that, and yeah, I love it. That series is so good. It's crazy the similarities, which makes sense because of the creative team. But the similarities between that and 8 Billion Genies, which
Yeah.
I'm about halfway through. I started it on the trip. It was a little that hardcover I got's a little big. It
Yeah.
was kind of hard to read on the plane.
Mhm.
It kind of took up most of my space. But it's funny because when I had been talking about issue 1 of Lucky Devils, and I had said how that was like the hardest I've laughed from a book.
Mhm.
Uh, like within the first few pages of 8 Billion Genies, like the same thing and it's the same situation. The genies kind of expose themselves, and then the one guy's just like, "What the fuck?" Like, and I'm laughing because that's 100% what my reaction would be, and it's
Yep.
just kind of hilarious, but really enjoying that. It's a shame that it took me so long to get into it. um I've been catching up on the current run of Green Arrow.
Mhm.
I've got the trades almost up to current.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
current's at 22 or 23, and I'm on issue 17. So
Okay.
I'll be caught up on that soon. The hype is real. That's a good one. But lastly, I just got a stack of figures to show off.
Please. I want to see him.
Um, so all the way leading up to Vegas for weeks, I'm like hunting for a bunch of new stuff. I'm
Hmm.
not finding anything.
Yep.
Um, and of course, I go to Vegas, I spend a bunch of money, and I come home and everything's everything hits, right?
Hmm.
Thankfully, I came home in a positive, so I had a little money to spend. So excited for this.
Nice. Yep.
It's yeah, I'm so happy to have this figure. I mean, universally the best Batman movie of all time. I think everyone in the world agrees with that opinion. It's not even up for debate.
It's not an
Um,
opinion, it's a fact.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I got
Yep.
Green Arrow there, which
Yep.
is just perfect because I'm reading a whole bunch of that right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm so hyped for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Our Man, dude. I love this.
You know what's funny is I feel like I was kind of trash talking that one when it first came out unreleased, and now I'm like, I think I'm gonna pick it up.
I'll be honest, the pictures that we saw leading up to it didn't really. I mean, I said I wanted it, but they weren't like. They did not do it justice.
Mm.
Seeing this figure in person, it is really really nice. I have Psycho Pirate and Firestorm on the way. So I'm really piecing together, a bunch of those. Well, they're in a bunch of teams.
Uh, so spoiler, I got you Psycho Pirate as well.
No way. Oh shoot.
Spoiler.
Well, that's all right. I actually did find this one in Vegas.
Oh hell yeah! There you go.
Really hyped for this. Did you tell me you were getting me Psycho Pirate?
No,
Ah, that's okay.
maybe I'll keep them.
Yeah, if you need them, keep them. And then lastly, I caught the stock at Target before those damn flippers,
Hmm.
and I
Very
got
nice.
this bad boy. I love this figure.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. So I I feel like the only one I'm really needing is
Is it the Power Girl or Supergirl one?
oh yeah, I need her.
Yeah.
Jade I saw is hitting stores.
Yep.
Um Great figure. Oh yeah, the old Kenner. Yeah, that's cool. Um I don't know why is yellow and blue guy. Why is his name slipping my mind?
Yellow and blue. Lightning Lad? No.
No.
Was it a recent? Really?
Yeah. Wow, terrible.
Oh, was it Damage or who am I thinking of?
Dr. Fate.
Oh, Doctor Fate. Oh,
Yeah, I need
you
the
know what's
I
funny?
need
I
the
was thinking, there's no way he's thinking. Doctor
Yeah,
Fate. Yeah. Yeah.
crazy because I just got his first miniseries too. Um oh. But yeah, I saw Jade is on GameStop right now, so she should probably be hitting the stores soon.
I picked up. Oh, I don't know
Oh
if we can
yeah.
see her. There we go.
Is that the platinum?
This is the platinum. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you got the platinum.
Yeah. So the platinum one, she's got pants on, and she's got the red jacket instead of like the little half cape.
Yeah, both of those are great. I passed on them, and I regret it. I should have picked them both up.
I will say, I don't know if you can really see it, but she's got like the weird red glowing eyes on the platinum edition.
Oh,
Not the biggest fan because the regular edition is she's just got normal eyes, but it doesn't look terrible. She's got a bit of
yeah,
a Karen haircut too, but
yeah,
but
yeah. Fable says we got to pick up the McFarlanes while we can, and yeah, I definitely am. I gotta say, he's really pumping out a lot of great stuff right now.
so we can actually. I'm kind of curious because I haven't seen any official announcements, but I'm not sure if there are official announcements. Is he done with DC then as of a certain point,
I don't know.
or is it just speculation? Because I've heard it from word of mouth.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious. We should look more into that because I really do want to know. But I gotta say, if he keeps this up till the end of the year, he might leave me satisfied.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Samrock saying there has been no official announcement, just speculation. Um, yeah, because again, like I think that Mattel headline definitely stirred up a lot of speculation. Um,
Yeah.
I remember we talked about it a little bit with the prediction that it would just end up being some non-action figure potentially related DC stuff, or if it would just be McFarlane can still keep them and label them as not toys,
Hmm.
and Mattel can make DC toys, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, I just I think McFarlane is. You're right. He's on a roll right now with these DC. He's got them slated almost the entire year.
Yeah.
We've looked over those announcements and leaks and everything, but yeah, I'm hesitant to believe he's going to stop making the DC multiverse line. I don't think
Yeah.
that's happening. I don't think. I don't think it's. I think it's making them too much money. I think they'll figure something out to keep that money coming in.
Yeah. And I just feel like they haven't even fully hit their stride yet. I think there's still a lot of people that need to be put onto these.
Hmm.
Maybe not in my town, but everywhere else. They're just great. I mean, really. S- my favorite figures out. I prefer these over just about everything. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I really hope it's not gonna come to an end. They're just too good.
I will say, I've been having a hard time because I've been looking for the Supergirl, uh, Woman of Tomorrow figure. Uh, no luck finding it.
Yeah.
Found it on Amazon for a reasonable price, and it should be showing up this week. So I'm
Oh,
really
nice.
excited. Uh, yeah, looking for that one for a while now. So I'm glad that one's coming in. It should be here Thursday, I believe. But man, I've been looking head over heel for that figure, and I cannot. I couldn't
And
find it
and as
anywhere.
soon as you get your one, you're gonna run into it. That's just the way that goes.
Oh, I'm probably going to run into a platinum edition like first thing, and I'm going to be like, like
Yeah.
be patient, but I can't. I just want that. I just want that. I've missed out on too many where I've been like, I'll get it when it's cheap or on sale, and then it never shows up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
So Fable says Mattel definitely announced they acquired the license. So
yeah,
I guess we'll see what that means.
yeah,
Yeah. I just hope not. You know, I'm just
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
remain hopeful.
exactly. Um, what? So we kind of hinted at this conversation earlier. We were talking a little bit of like your local comic shop or any comic shop. Um, Sometimes you're going to walk in and you're going to be like, this is a great place. Sometimes you're going to feel like maybe not.
Yeah.
Um, you,
Yeah. I definitely. Sorry to interrupt, but I definitely want to get people in on this conversation as well.
yeah.
Because really, it all boils down to personal opinion. And I just want to see, you know, what you like and what you dislike. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Cause, I mean, I've definitely walked into in my old town that I used to live in, our local shop. I quite liked, um, but there was just one dude who had a crazy bad attitude. And, we know Landmark. He's a friend of the show. Me and him were
Mhm.
living in the same town, and we were both going to this comic shop pretty regularly. We would actually meet up together on Wednesdays and go pick up our weekly stuff together. And dude, this Landmark hated this guy to the point where he stopped going to this comic shop
Wow.
altogether. Um, I kept going because I worked across the street, and it was just too convenient not to. But if I had the choice, I would have not gone, um, because of this.
Wow.
And it was nothing of this dude said. It was just the attitude in his face. Like he
Oh,
just
geez.
just just gave the worst vibes. So that's kind of like that's the lowest I've been with my comic book shop. So I feel like I'm very lucky that that's the low for me. Um, because I feel like there's a lot of places that don't get enough books, don't get the right books, uh, or just can't figure it out as a system altogether. how to really make the community feel like it's a community, even at a fundamental level.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I love my current shop, because you walk in there and there might be three other people you've never met, but we're all having a conversation together. We're all chatting. It's a small shop, so everyone can have a good time and talk about comics, and I love that vibe, right? And I feel
Yeah.
like some shops just can't harness that energy.
Yeah, definitely. Man, there's a lot of things that make up a good and a bad shop for me.
Mm,
And I don't know, it's tough
yeah.
because I don't know that there really, as far as my experiences go, that there is like an overall bad shop.
Mhm.
Um, but every shop kind of has its positives and negatives. Like for instance, today we traveled out of town to a shop where they get all, every Wednesday they have every book
Mhm.
and plenty of it.
Yep.
Um, like my dream LCS for modern weeklies.
Yeah.
But it, like I said, it's about an hour and a half away from us, so I just can't go there often enough to have a pull list. But it's nice to go there occasionally, and if I missed a issue from a few series, I should be able to get it there.
Yeah.
However, um, that's about all they're good for. Um, as far as back issues go,
Mhm.
um, and I mean like 5 years ago and beyond,
Yeah.
um, you're not gonna find anything. They
Mhm.
had like today when I went in their back issues, they had like a section that was buy two get one free,
Yeah.
and I struggled to find free books. I struggled. I looked through just about everything just because I wanted to
Yeah.
take advantage of
Yeah.
that option.
Yep.
And yeah, I had a really time finding three comics just to buy the two and get the one for free. It was
That's
really hard.
insane.
And
Yeah.
then they had a huge section of dollar books. Like I would say maybe $5,000 books.
Yeah.
I went through every single box and didn't find a single book that I wanted to spend $1 on.
That's
Um,
that's rough. Like that, I
yeah,
feel like shouldn't be a thing.
yeah. I don't know. It's so hard for me to explain what it is about their back issues
Mhm.
that's so undesirable.
Mm.
But I like the best way I could put it is it's like the most common stuff you've ever seen. Like you
Mm.
see it everywhere. It's in every shop. They have mass amounts of it and like nobody wants it. And that's
Yeah.
the reason why it's in this shop and this
Mhm.
shop and this shop. But on the flip side, like I said, I went there today. I knew I'd missed like an issue of Gunslinger, an issue of Absolute Batman, and I was able
Mm.
to get those
Mm.
because they're only a few weeks old or whatever, or within the last year.
Yeah.
The other thing is their trade paperback section, incredible. I mean, they
Awesome.
they have everything.
Nice.
Uh, I needed volume 3 of that Green Arrow run.
Mhm.
I figured they'd have it. They did. I got that awesome 8 Billion Genies hardcover from there. Um, it's kind of hard. A lot of the number ones to like the trade paperbacks are missing.
Mm.
So you're gonna have a hard time finding those if you really want to like start a series.
Mm.
But if you've already started it and you just need, the third, fourth volume, they'll have it.
Yeah.
So again, not a it's not a bad shop.
Mhm.
We have to go back there in 2 weeks, and I'll be in there again for another couple hours probably.
There you go.
Um, but it definitely has its negatives.
Mm.
My local shop. pretty terrible for weekly books. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so Mark kind of hits on a point. Like I will say, um, it's not in great shape right now. The Baku shoes have kind of like man. The problem with my shop is I know what they have in the basement
mm,
and I know how good they could be, but the inventory they have on the floor, like it's the same stuff that's been out for the last 5 years. It has not been updated. Um, they're about as close to a bad shop as you could get right now. I just don't want to I don't want to label them that cuz I love our shop, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard times right now at our local shop, I guess. Um
Samrock had an interesting comment here. There's really only like one main comic book shop in my area that I've been going to basically since I was a little kid, so I don't have anything to compare it to really.
oh,
That's awesome. I
yeah.
mean, like I feel like just loyalty, you know?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I don't I've been around. I've been to a lot of shops and yeah, everyone's just unique in its own little way. But I can't say, if I had never been to my LCS, like if it was a shop I was going to for the first time,
Mm,
um, I would really like it. They have some good back issues. An okay selection of modern stuff. If you were missing an issue or two, you might be able to find them at our shop. It's just as far as having the pull list and being certain that you're going to get everything you want,
mhm.
not going to happen. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the worst.
yeah, but with the basement that they have, they could be the best shop in the entire state if they wanted to.
Mm.
It's pretty incredible what they have as far as selection down there, and the quantity.
Samrock. There used to be one that I used to go to all the time in downtown Toronto, but they moved too many times and they're not worth going to anymore. Well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah,
That's your bad shop.
yeah. So I guess I'll go like in, for instance, Red Hood,
Mm,
um, really good shop,
mhm,
really organized. Like if you go in there with a mission, like I want to fill in issues of this run, these handful of runs.
mhm,
He's got it divided into, like, for instance, the Usagi section.
mhm,
He's going to have it divided into the volumes. So, like, if I'm looking for a couple issues of volume 1, it's right there. It's
mhm,
labeled, and he's got a good selection in there of everything. However, I don't know that he even had a comic book that was priced less than $10.
mm,
Everything is like, and I'm not saying that those books that are priced at $10 are not worth the $10,
mm.
but everything is priced at a higher value.
Yeah.
And it might be because those are key issues, and he doesn't even deal in the $1 or $5 books. So yeah, I racked up a pretty penny there pretty quickly.
Mm.
And if I wasn't careful, I was gonna blow my entire budget there easily, you know. So I kind of don't like that about a shop like that. It kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety. Like I've got to keep a watch on what I'm getting, and I've got to prioritize as well,
Mhm.
rather than just getting a bunch of stuff that I want.
Yeah.
Um, and again, some of the $10 books, $20 books are not. They're not. That's not the price that they're worth,
Mm.
honestly. Um,
Yeah.
but again, great shop. You saw he doesn't have, like, painted walls in there. He has walls of slabs. That's it. Um,
That's crazy.
Endless.
Yeah.
just a great place to visit to see some really cool stuff. And again, like I picked up my Green Lantern books, and they
Mhm.
were actually, I was happy with the prices.
Yeah.
Um, and I honestly was willing to pay over market value for them because he had them, and because right then and there I could cross those off my list.
Hmm.
Now I only have 3 issues left in that run.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of worth it for me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was like, my brain just like had an immediate like, oh yeah, I forgot there was something completely separate I want to talk about at some point.
Oh,
But man, I feel like that's one thing I haven't had an opportunity to do very often is my hometown, Vancouver. So Vancouver Island has a couple cities in there that I've lived in, all relatively small, all of them having one or two comic book shops. Um, so in the time I've been collecting comics was I started during COVID.
yeah.
Wasn't going to many comic book shops during COVID, especially not going to like a big city. Uh, and since then, I think I've only been to Vancouver a couple of times. And so Vancouver would be like, you know, our equivalent of, anywhere that would have more than like two comic book shops.
Yeah.
And man, just seeing your reel and like hearing you talk about these kind of shops has me itching so badly to not only go to Vancouver to go explore these shops, but
Yeah.
I think I'm going. I mean, we talked about it a long time, but July's coming up, and that's when I'm supposed to be going down to Seattle.
Oh, really?
We talked about this, my friend, months ago because I got tickets to go see My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah. So that's
Mm.
coming up in a few months. uh, so I'm ready to get into these big city comic book shops because I love my shops here. I
Yeah.
have my main one, but it's all modern stuff for the most part. They got a little bit of older stuff. They buy some collections from some folks, but nothing that's super up my alley.
Yeah.
A lot of Spider-Man kind of stuff. So I need to get into these in these big city shops, and
Yeah.
I need to finish up my Moon Knight run. I got to finish up a bunch of stuff that I just haven't been able to do because the only place that sells older comics here is the flea market. And
Yeah.
those are just like old dudes with like 40 long boxes of like the same like 15 books, it feels like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm jonesing for some like big city big city comic stars.
Yeah. Mark said he's been really enjoying our back issue shop, the new shop. He's doing on Saturday. He's doing
Oh,
fill a short box for $100.
well, Saturday. Yes, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Saturday's free comic book day. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
go
feel
get
like
those free books. Hopefully enjoy some sales. I don't
we
know
should.
if our actual LCS is doing a sale, but they
Mhm,
usually do.
mhm.
So we'll see. But I'm probably going to be at the back issue spot filling a short box, definitely.
It's funny because I looked on my League of Comic Books, whatever the app, to see what my polls were this week, and I was like, man, I have a lot of polls that are $0.
Oh, really?
It's because it's all the free comic books days.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, and
think
typically uh Wednesday is a really the Wednesday before Saturday free comic book day is typically a light week.
yeah, yeah. I think I only have like 8 books, which is like unheard of for me.
Wow. Yeah.
Usually I'm at like 15, so 8 books. I'm like, thank you. Uh, yeah, but yeah, free comic book days this weekend. We're definitely gonna be talking about that next week because
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some hunting for sure. Um, there's one other important thing I feel like I gotta talk about before we get to the sponsors,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and that was something that happened in Canada. uh, to all my Canadian friends out there watching live or watching on YouTube after the fact, thank you. uh, boys, we did it. Proud of you guys. But the funny part of this that comment is last night to avoid watching the election. I went and saw Revenge of the Sith in the theaters. Oh, dude, that I had a tear from my eye like when that movie started
Yeah.
because it was like I was a little kid again. 20 years ago, I would have been like 7 or 8 years old seeing this movie in the theater. So it was a treat,
Yeah.
needless to say. So if you guys are considering going to see the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith in theater, just do it. You will not regret it. Uh, so good, so good.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have been enjoying that. I've been seeing, so that's definitely cool. Definitely bringing, a little bit of hype back for Star Wars, and maybe they can get off onto some, new exciting stuff.
Well,
I've
I've
been
seen.
hearing good things about Andor. I haven't watched it. But yeah.
I haven't. I never even watched season one. So I've heard. I think I heard. Yeah, people are enjoying season two. It seems like, and
Yeah.
but
I
it,
struggle with it because they die. We
yeah.
already know.
Uh,
Like, you're
uh,
just going, I mean, in typical Star Wars fashion, they're just going back and giving us more details, which is fine, but it's just like, come on, man, let's come up with something new here.
well, it's funny too because and we can talk Star Wars here for a little bit now. But there's so much of Star Wars that people want, and they just continue to give us the stuff that people are like, okay, I'll take it. Like, like it's not exactly what we want, but it's interesting sometimes.
Yeah,
Um, like the fact they have not given us any more General Grievous, like like live action media is, or Count Dooku, like any of these characters who were so prominent in the prequels
yeah,
that people my age now, we grew up with those characters, to certain extents.
yeah.
Uh, we want to see more of those characters now. Like, why are we getting more about you know whatever the what's the guy from Andor? Like, I don't even know the main character, Cassian
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, like when we saw Rogue One, were we all clamoring for his backstory over any other character? Like,
Yeah, I mean, really, the end of the movie was the best part, uh Vader going through and destroying everyone. Yeah, I mean, as a big Star Wars fan, I would really like them to just completely get away from all of this stuff. But if they're going to continue to just stay in this realm based around this one family, then yeah, I mean, I'd like to dive more into, like you said, prominent characters, General Grievous. I think they are doing a Darth Maul show. I heard.
oh yeah, yeah.
And this is probably just rumors, but there's rumors that they're gonna bring in a uh a Sith character uh from Legends,
Mm.
Darth Talon.
Oh yeah,
Are you
yeah.
familiar with her?
A little bit. Yeah, yeah.
She kind of looks like maybe a female version of Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, it's different, so
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious, I guess. I have a lot of faith in it. Samrock says the Darth Maul show is supposed to be animated like Clone Wars style. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I love the Bad Batch, Clone Wars, even Rebels is
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, so
And so in that vein, I'm actually curious because we didn't talk about it last week, and it would feel like it was kind of making the news rounds last week. But do you have any thoughts, and I'm sure you do, on this Mandalorian and Grogu film that they're developing?
um
Like, do you feel like this was this was the step that made the most sense, or do you feel like they're just capitalizing on a hype?
Definitely capitalizing on a hype. I think it's supposed to kind of wrap up everything, like the
Mm,
Ahsoka stuff as well,
mm.
right?
I
Um,
I hope so.
yeah, like it's supposed to tie everything in,
Mm,
supposedly, which to me kind of makes it feel like it. I don't know. It's weird that it's so based around those two characters, and I guess maybe we'll see why.
mhm,
But it seems like it should just be maybe its own separate thing, like not Mandalorian and Grogu, if it's gonna wrap up some of these other important storylines. I don't know. Um, that last season of Mandalorian was decent, but
mhm,
not the best one yet.
mhm.
Um, I don't know. I'm just not that excited for any of it.
I will say my favorite part of Star Wars right now is obviously I think we can agree the animated stuff has been pretty much consistently good and respected for the last several years. Um, but the video game side of it is also canon. The Star Wars Fallen Order, the Jedi stuff with Cal Kestis,
Yeah,
um, and they have an actual actor playing this video game character. Cameron Monaghan, plays the Joker in Gotham, I think.
yeah.
Um, Great actor.
Hmm.
Um, Throw him in a live action. Like they are wasting this character.
Yeah,
Such an interesting character, uh, and such an interesting part of the Star Wars world, who just flies under the radar the entire time and has like connections with like the Night Sisters and everything. Like it just feels like a wasted slice of Star Wars.
which we got them in the Ahsoka series, right? So
Well, we got. I guess they did they specifically say they were Night Sisters, or were they kind of like alluded to be Night Sisters?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure.
okay, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
Okay.
Um, and then Mark said some High Republic content would be cool.
Mhm.
Was that most recent, the Acolyte. That
Mhm.
wasn't High Republic, was that?
It was was uh kind of at the tail end of the High
Yeah,
Republic, I believe. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but
Um,
also not.
but
Yeah, I have very mixed feelings about that show.
yeah, it wasn't too great. More or less, my worry is their ability to do this stuff
Mhm.
right. It's not so much the stories as much as it is they're just kind of bombing just about everything that they do. So
I because my girlfriend obviously she knows I'm a big nerd. She's seen Star Wars. Has not seen the newest three movies. Episode 8,
uh,
9, 7 has not. I said no, you're not seeing it. Because we just have such an appreciation for the original three and then the prequel three. Um, and we realized it's because they were stories about emotion. They were
mhm,
stories about the human condition. They were stories about character development rather than stories about a mission or an objective or a goal that needs to be achieved by whatever side or whatever party, which is
yeah,
what we get into a lot of modern movies and stuff. Especially, it felt like those last three Star Wars movies were just like, okay, here's an objective. How are we going to achieve it?
yeah,
And let's just sprinkle
and
in some emotional investment. And it's like,
sure,
you
and
know,
they just give you that instant gratification, which is a there's a real problem with that these days. Like everybody just needs that. There's no build up. There's no there's no breakdown. It's just like you said, here's a mission and boom, it's accomplished. Just like that. Like, that's kind of with like the Avengers Infinity Wars.
mhm,
Like that was beautiful.
mhm.
Like
Yeah,
everybody
story about
died.
emotion.
Not everybody, but a bunch of people died. They lost.
Yeah.
Like and then they left us hanging. And of course we knew
Mhm.
they're gonna win. They're
Mhm.
gonna do this next movie and they're gonna win.
Yeah.
But they left you hanging for a while,
Mhm.
and just the way they did that was beautiful. And it
Mhm.
was almost just like, you know, that's what they did in Star Wars too,
Mhm.
with Empire Strikes Back. Like,
Mhm.
and so
Mhm.
I don't feel like we get as much of that these days. We just get that instant gratification, and it's not that though. It's not
No,
gratifying.
no, no.
So yeah, they're missing the mark, but
And and I think it's funny because having this realization of like, oh, it's just so simple. Just keep it simple. I can only hope that Hollywood execs realize that.
yeah,
It is just as simple as just telling an emotional story. People will get invested and will actually enjoy it.
yeah.
Um, the story of Star Wars is not a it has these complex ideas and thoughts sprinkled through it, but at its core, it's episode 1 to 6 is a very simple story,
Yeah.
and that's why we love it. And then it's also space and samurai and everything that's cool. Uh,
Well, and they just miss so many details that could be the turning point for a series. Like Obi-Wan was okay,
yeah, yeah,
but like in that series, when he's kind of in that hideout where they kind of smuggle
mm,
people through,
hmm,
um, and there's like the markings on the walls of like Jedi who have passed through there,
hmm,
and I think Quinlan Voss was one of them.
yeah,
I think like one of the spoiler YouTube channels identified
mhm,
that Quinlan Voss was on there.
yeah,
That's a very beloved Jedi amongst like hardcore fans.
mm,
That man, if they had just given us 5 minutes, 10 minutes of him, I
hmm,
mean, that would have made that would have completely changed. I mean, as long as it was good, would have completely changed my opinion on that show. But it's like the teaser's cool, but like give us that character. There's
well,
so many, huh?
I was gonna say the other side to that though is we get something like the Acolyte with Dark Plagueis, right? Where super lukewarm, like
Yeah, well, and I didn't watch it, but what was his cameo was just like a little,
just him poking out behind a shadow, more or
uh-huh.
less. Like, yeah, basically, we see the main characters in the distance, and then we kind of lurk into like the rocks, and then we see him like kind of like poking out of the shadows or whatever, like watching the main characters do their thing or whatever. Um, and it's only for a moment at like the end of the series, uh, but that's another one of those things where it just raises way more questions than it does answer anything, because it's like, okay, where in the timeline does all like when you know where does this all fit into like the Darth Sidious of it all, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
um so it just
interesting.
so that's why I'm always worried when they have a cameo with a character that I feel like is beloved. Is
Well,
we want
they're probably not doing a season two, I would imagine.
I've heard they're not.
Okay.
um
See, if they were, I mean,
mhm,
obviously that's something to build off of, which, if done right, could be good because he's a great character,
mhm,
um, and very relevant to again the modern, or not just the modern, but
mhm,
very relevant to one of the most important characters in all of Star Wars. So,
yeah.
um, but yeah, kind of like I they had to have at some point planned to do a season two. I don't under, or if not, I don't understand what the whole purpose of showing him was.
But then that to me raises the whole discussion of why even do the Acolyte and have him teased in it? Why not have just given us a Dark Plagueis story and then revealed it, and not said it that's who the character is? Give us this unknown character, and then at the end be like, oh, he turns into Darth Plagueis or whatever, right? Like
Yeah,
that would have been a way more effective use of that character, because we wouldn't have known going into the series that that was who we were watching and following, and it could have been way more emotionally investing for us, because we would see this guy, we know that he fights against the dying and everything.
Yeah.
But I could go on. I'm sorry, I feel like I could go on. I feel like there's
Truly. Yeah.
again, it just circles back. There's characters we want to see more of, so why are they trying to give us these stories that sprinkle in the characters we want to see, but not actually utilizing them in a meaningful way?
Yeah.
That's my spiel.
Yeah. And Mark says season 2 was canceled. So
Yeah. Some exciting stuff coming up. Next week, we've got a special guest, correct?
Oh yeah. So next week, we'll be having West Coast Avengers on.
Yeah.
So I really need to get on my planning hat and come up with a show that's going to keep him entertained for our hour and a half. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Just a good, genuine member of the community. Most of you know him. He's got a great following, an awesome YouTube channel. Sells is a seller as well. That's kind of his full-time gig. And just I got the opportunity to spend some time with him at Rose City Comic Con last year. We actually ditched the show to go. We were the cool guys. We ditched the show to go hunt comics, and kind of got to see the master in the wild doing his thing, which was just really cool. Learned a little bit from him. Checked out a few shops that I'd never, or just one shop that I'd never heard of, but really awesome shop. And yeah, just had good conversation with him. We talk often, and yeah, just excited to have him on. He's gonna be a great guest. So yeah.
And then the following week, we have a special sponsored segment or little guest appearance from.
Yeah, he's gonna come on, and yeah, so the following week after we have Dave on, Imperial Comics is gonna go ahead and come on for a little bit, and just talk about his business and what he's doing over there at Imperial. And he's just doing some really cool stuff. He's been sharing some some media content with me that is just really, he's leveling up. He's just really impressed with his progression. And just continues to support the show. I let him know yesterday that our bill came in, and within 2 minutes he had the money over and paid it for us, and just really appreciate him and all that he does for us. And yeah, you guys know the spiel. Check him out on Instagram, check him out on his website. Great prices, great books always. And I highly recommend buying from him if you're looking for stuff, because he's trustworthy. Are we on All Star Squadron? Oh dang.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. There's some cool
Yeah.
covers in here. Yeah.
I'm working on that one.
Do you have this one?
What number is that?
27.
Ooh, that's a great cover.
I was gonna say, you gotta, if you have this cover, you gotta give us a post with this cover, because this is a great cover of the Spectre and Dr. Fate having a little matchup here. So I know you're off looking for it, but
no, I don't have that one. But I need it. But I also need that Dr. Fate. This was one I picked up in Vegas, and I really like this one. It's got Alan Scott Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, here, let's see it. Oh yeah.
And Jade.
Oh yeah.
Where is she? Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, so yeah, just great. Jerry Ordway on this cover, Roy Thomas writing. I mean, classic stuff. That's kind of some of my favorite stuff that like Psycho Pirate was in, and Hourman.
Oh, is that no, what's his name? Nightmaster? I can't remember.
I can't quite see. Yeah, it looks like him.
Or Swordmaster or something?
Oh
I don't know.
no, that's not Nightmaster. I don't think.
I have no idea. This is a little slice of the DC world that I am just like so not familiar with a lot of these characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check those out though, because I'm putting together All Star Squadron right now.
Well, we know the place where
Um,
you can go.
yeah, no kidding. I don't
uh,
often check his website because I'm usually just claiming away in his stories, but yeah, I need to take advantage of that.
and then I'll just do a quick little spiel here because I'm continuously trying to support my good friend. They operate under an eBay store and Ho 9743, and they're just a wonderful group of people who have a great little eBay store. Stuff is reasonably priced, some exclusive, some harder to find Canadian stuff, a lot of modern stuff, some graded stuff. And I just highly encourage anybody, especially my Canadian friends, to give their shop a little check out and see what's up, see if there's anything that tickles your fancy, because there might be something that you like that you've been hunting for and you just haven't been able to find, and you're ready to pick it up. So yeah, encourage you guys, check it out. Links are in the description for both Imperial Comics and our friend here and Ho on eBay. And yeah, check their stuff out. They are just such great supporters of the channel, and like we just really appreciate their support and the support of all of you guys. So best of both worlds. Everyone supports each other, and we get some comics out of it.
Yeah,
Go find some comics and expand that collection from Imperial Comics or our good friends on eBay.
yeah,
Because it's just a lovely part of life to live, collecting comics.
yeah. I'm excited to have Imperial on because I've been buying from him for a few years now,
Mhm.
and of course we chat back and forth all the time, but we've never interacted any other way. So he's done some like content of himself as well, like selling and doing promotional videos for his selling. And he's you could just tell he's got a good fun personality, so I'm definitely excited to have him on and kind of you know make everybody that hears us talking about him week after week familiar with him, and
Yeah.
you know even getting to know him a little bit as well. I think when we had Nick on, it kind of at one point turned into a little bit of an interview, which I think
Mhm.
I kind of want to like continue that. I'd like to, learn a few things about Dave and about Imperial as well, and just kind of familiarize more people with him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even I just wanted to get to know these folks too.
Yeah,
Because I don't know a lot of the folks in this community, and I just love learning stuff and digging deeper into what folks are reading and what they like and what they dislike, and I think that's exactly what we're going to end up doing.
yeah.
um, so sorry, saw Samrock said I recently saw at the store a DC Direct Alan Scott Green Lantern bust with the ring in it, but didn't pick it up for some reason.
I
And
think I
now,
know what one he's talking about, and I love those busts. I've got a couple of Marvel ones, and they're just I want more. They're
oh,
just great. So I
oh
got
yeah,
this Mephisto one. At my local shop, we have a Sandman.
yeah.
And I really want that one. It's really, oh yeah.
Is this it, Sam? Sam, you gotta let me know if this is it.
Oh,
'Cause
that's sick. Yeah.
if this is it, this is yeah. You should have picked this up.
Yeah. And those tend to be, like statues can be really expensive.
Mm.
Those tend to be a little more on the affordable. They can still be pricey. That one looks like it might be a little because it's really sick, but still a little more on the affordable side.
Yeah,
What do they got
129
on it?
on 129 on eBay here.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he made a doozy not picking that up.
Oh, dude, what? Oh, man.
50 Canadian.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. If you can go back and get that, I would. You probably should.
And then I'll DM you my address.
Yeah, of course. And he'll send you the PayPal for the shipping, which will be like $103.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anything you're excited about coming out tomorrow?
It's funny you said you had 8 books, which was shocking. I think I only had one on my poll list.
Oh,
Um, and I don't even know what it was.
hold on. Let me see what's on mine, and maybe was it Void Rivals?
Yeah,
There you go.
definitely Void. There may have been one other book, but Void was the main one for sure. I'm happy to say that I have all issues of Absolute Wonder Woman. And I'm
Woot.
nearly caught up on that, and it is so good. Um, and then I messaged you yesterday about Absolute Batman and realized I'm missing issue number 7, and unfortunately, that LCS I went to today did not have any number 7s. So
Do you want me to take a little looky loo, see if my shop still got one for you?
we'll see.
Yeah.
Those tend to be a little easier for me to come across. The one thing about the dollar bins, how I said I couldn't find one book, they did have issue 4 and 5 of Precious Metal, and I could have picked those up because I want to read that after Nick and Nine Panel Grid's review of it.
Mm.
But I just kind of figured those single issues might be harder to find, and I don't want to just have a random 4 and 5 in my collection. So I'm
Mm.
maybe better off just picking up, the trade or hardcover of it.
Mm.
But there was some okay stuff in there.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Oof.
Oh
Man,
man,
I'm gonna go with that one. The Stephanie Hands. Always
yeah,
loved her stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm
yeah.
just.
It's funny because when we were in Vegas, my business partner, he's a lifelong collector as well. He's almost 60, and he's been collecting comics pretty much his entire life,
Yeah.
and still has most of his original collection.
Mm.
But he's very like he all he cares about is stories, reading, doesn't care about value,
Mm-hmm.
hardly care. He's I've got
Sounds like
him
my
to
kind of
start.
guy.
Yeah, I've got him to start caring about condition.
Yeah.
But like for instance, uh a handful of years ago we started going through his collection to kind of for me to help him determine if he had anything of value, which
Mm.
40 plus years of collecting, of course he did. But like I may have told the story before or not, but we're going through and he's got this box of like labeled randoms, like anything that's not Marvel DC.
Yeah.
And we're going through and he has Invincible number 1,
Oh.
right? I see it, I pull it out and my jaw hits the floor and he's like yelling at me. He's like,
Yeah.
What is it?" Like
Yeah.
he has no clue what it was, right? And this was when uh I think the first season of the animation was coming out.
Yeah.
So it was like the book was at its peak as far as value goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even really at the time know what it was worth. I just knew it was a lot.
Yeah.
But no joke, it's sitting in this box, no bag, no board, no nothing. And it was in great condition. We ended up sending it off and getting it graded, and it came back a 9.6. And then he sold it for uh 1,800 on eBay. So um in a lot of situations like that where we're just pulling out stuff, he has no idea what it is, like, and he's just like, yeah, I bought it, read it, didn't like it, don't care about it. And I'm just like, this is a $500 book, or this is $100 book. um but
That's
where was I going with
crazy.
that? So anyway, so we were at Velvet Underground in Vegas, and
Mhm.
so he likes cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
That's just about all he gets is cosmic. He doesn't really do Batman.
Mm.
Doesn't uh like, he does a lot of Silver Surfer, a lot of Thor,
Mm.
Fantastic Four, like, just the cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do any Image, anything.
Mhm.
He's really like one dimensional when it comes to.
Mm.
But the the store owner of Velvet Underground in Vegas got him to buy the entire run of Absolute Batman, uh, up to current, because he was telling him, like, it's
Yeah.
so good, you've got to read it, like,
Yeah.
you've got to. This guy was kind of a little bit older than my business partner,
Yeah.
so he was kind of schooling him, and my business partner Brad's telling him, well, I really only like cosmic stuff, and he's like, man, you got to expand your horizons, you need to read this. He's like, you got to
Yeah.
get out there, you got to get outside of your norm. And yeah, he
Mhm.
totally got him to buy the 1 through 7 of Absolute Batman, which I was just like, really, really impressed. I'm like, so he'll listen to you because you're older than him,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't listen to me. I think I tried to put him onto Local Man one time
Yeah.
because I was just really enjoying that, and it had like some elements of cosmic, but it was not DC or Marvel.
Mhm.
And yeah, he didn't like it at all. So I'm just like, all right, dude, stay in your stubborn ways then.
Yep. Yep. That's
And
too funny.
what's up? What's up to Eric? 9 panel grid there in the chat.
Yep. Uh, sorry, I'm just like flying through all the final cutoff order stuff. So if anyone's looking at what I'm wondering what I'm doing here, I'm just
Oh yeah.
finding some of the stuff that's coming out in a couple weeks, couple months, and I'm just pre-ordering it through my local shop.
Did you
Uh,
read issue 2 of Absolute Martian Manhunter?
no, but it's at the top of my pile. Yeah,
It's good.
yeah. Um, sorry, I'm Marvel Knights: The World to Come.
Hmm.
Marvel Knights, weird. Because Marvel Knights was what I don't even know exactly what Marvel Knights was. Was it like a collection of ongoing titles at the time?
It was kind of, I want to say it was kind of their, are we talking Marvel Knights the series, or the Marvel Knights like branded Marvel books?
Well, I that's the thing is I'm very confused about all of it. But anyways, so
Well,
like
there was like a Marvel Knights series that I think had Punisher
yeah,
and um Daredevil and Elektra.
yeah,
But then there was like the Marvel Knights. It was kind of like the offshoot. It was like kind of like your Red Band stuff. It was a
yeah,
little bit more, um I don't know what the word is. A little more explicit maybe.
yeah. Because there was some Moon Knight stuff under the Marvel Knights as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Quite a bit actually.
yeah. So I'm just really interested to know what this will be actually about. Marvel Knights: The World to Come. Looks pretty like Black Panther centric in this first couple issues, but
Mm.
it's got a David Mack cover. I don't know what it looks like, but it's David Mack, so it's enough for me to at least pick it up to check it out.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man. It looks like we've got a couple of the Pride books. Oh, Union Gap's got a nice question for you. I have not read the book yet, So maybe you can answer this one.
Medieval Spawn.
Yep.
Yeah, I did read it. Let me grab it real quick. Let me refresh my
Yeah,
memory.
for sure, for sure. I don't know which one of these covers I like. Yeah, I like that one. That's cute. I like the cute ones, guys. I'm sorry, but I have not read Medieval
I
Spawn
can't
yet.
find it.
Okay.
I I enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna continue on it. I want to say it's kind of what I expected. Uh, Sort of in that realm of gunslinger. Just straightforward violence. I don't want to give too much. Did you get it?
I have it. Yes, I have. I have the McFarlane black and white
Oh, and
cover.
and we didn't talk about this because that came out last week. Let me find it. I want to show
Nope.
you what cover I got.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know what cover he's referring to, but now I'm curious. We already got that one.
damn, man. Where is that?
I have no idea what you're referring to.
God, I have too much stuff. I got that black and white cover.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's gonna just be a, you know, hack and slash type of
Yep.
thing. But Spawn's good for that.
Yeah, they're the best at it. Some would say. Um, I I know I shared these covers in our group chat, but these Phineas and Ferb variants that they're doing,
Oh yeah.
hilarious. Like halfway tempted to get this one. If I see on the day of, if I see it, I might just because I love magic,
Yeah.
and I think this is just such a funny. It's just such a good funny cover.
Yeah, that's great.
But if you guys want to pre-order your Phineas and Ferb covers, now is the time. There's one last thing I just saw while I was looking at while I was looking at the DC cutoff stuff. Is there were a bunch of Superman variant covers, and I'm just kind of curious what those all those were. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can find those somewhere. You didn't really see those as I was going through them, eh?
No.
These are a bunch of. Oh, I'll see if I can find them here. Now I'm back on the. But are you going to be seeing the Superman movie here?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for both of those movies, which is the first time in a long time I've been excited for a movie. Like Thunderbolts, I probably won't even see it. I don't really have a lot of anticipation for it. But it seems like a lot of, a majority of people do, so that's cool.
I think I will go see this Thunderbolts one. I want it to be bearable. I just don't want to sit through it and it be like unbearable.
Yeah, I haven't been to an MCU movie since Doctor Strange. That was the last one I went to in theater.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, that one's been. Yeah, man, what that was years ago.
Yep.
I'm just trying to find all these, like, if there's like, sometimes they'll have like an article that will be like, oh, here's all the cool covers that are like all the same variant or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
I can't find a like anything. I just because there's these cool covers. So I'll pull up this one here. I saw Tyler Kirkman did for an upcoming Flash, where they're called the Super Smash variants. So it's like the character smashed up with Superman. And like, I want to just see all of them in one spot instead of having to go through each comic and like
Kind
figure
of
out.
like all the Gwen variants that they were doing.
Yeah, or like when they announce like Momoko's doing a bunch of variants, like they'll have like
Yeah,
just a random article that will show them all.
yeah.
Because I thought I saw a Green Lantern one here too. Yeah. Uh, like I just want to see them all.
Ooh, look at that.
Like that's a cool cut. Like just, I don't know, make it easy for me.
Damn.
Or actually, maybe if I go Super Smash, will it bring them up? No, of course not. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how to find those.
Yeah.
But we are at the hour and a half mark, my friend.
Yeah, I'm pretty pooped. It's been
Yeah.
a long weekend, a lot of traveling. We traveled again today for doctor's appointment. So, yeah, energy level was low today. We're gonna have to be on it next week for Dave. So definitely stay tuned for that one. That's gonna be an awesome show.
Yeah. And then the following week we've got our good friend Imperial Comics stopping by. So we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Yep.
Oh, did I find a photo of everything, all those covers together? I think I did. At least a handful of them here.
Oh wow.
Aquaman, Green Lantern, really cool Batman actually. Flash, Justice League, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, and then I don't know what this cover is in the corner. It's just got a bunch of random characters as Superman, but I have no idea what that's for. But yeah, some fun Superman covers coming. Yeah. All right, my friend. I appreciate you hanging out, and appreciate everyone
Yeah,
else tuning in with us and talking comics and figures and Star Wars and everything in between.
definitely.
And make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. We're live every Tuesday night. Links in the description for all of our sponsors. And yeah, I think that's it. Any final thoughts, my friend?
No, just spread the word. Tell your friends about us. You know, I have no intentions of stopping this. I know sometimes we kind of just come into this without a plan, but I don't see anything wrong with that. I have a lot of fun chatting with everybody and just hopping on here with you and talking about the things we love. So, yeah.
Yep. And we're going to do it again next Tuesday, and we're going to have a special guest.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are tuning in and pick up those Phineas and Ferb variants.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Definitely. All
Have a
right.
good night. All
See
right.
ya.
See you guys. Adios. And